Hello everyone, I'm Christine Halsey and today I want to look at implementing basic connectivity. So I'm going to first download this packet tracer assignment and I'm going to run it through Citrix. If you got packet tracer on your computer, you can run it through there. If not and you're a DeVry student, you can go to lab.devry.edu. Log into Citrix using your DeVry password and email, and then open and launch Cisco Packet Tracer. Once it opens, you'll have to log in with your Cisco or your NetACAD credentials. Then you'll go to File Open, point to your local C drive. Usually you have to go to a Users folder to find your particular user, and then your download folder. Okay, I've already logged in, so I'm going to hit cancel here. And I'll put my section, my circuit on the one side and my directions on the other side. Okay, first we're going to perform basic configuration on switch 1 and switch 2, which is what we learned how to do in the last assignment. So first we're going to configure switch 1 with a host name. So I type enable to get into the privilege executive mode, and then configure terminal to get in configuration mode. And I want to set the host name to S1. Configure the console and privilege exec mode passwords. So let's do the console first. We'll go to line console 0. And they want password to be, I know I read it somewhere there, the console password is Cisco. So to even access the console, we need the password Cisco. Then we use the command login to force them to log in. And we're done with the console. For the privilege exec password, I will enable secret class, and there's two ways we can verify that they were set up correctly. We can exit the configuration mode and show the running configuration, and my secret password is set up and my console password is set up. The other way I can check is to come down here and go to check results and assessment items, and it says on the console I got the login and the password correct, and I enabled the secret password and I have given it a host name. Now, it's already given me credit for banner message of the day, but we'll come back there. Now I'll just close this out and my circuit comes back and I can go back to work. Okay, configure the banner message of the day. So I'm going to come back into switch 1, Comp T to get back into configuration mode and do banner MOTD. And here they want the message authorized use access only. Violators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Make sure you have your quotations around it or an asterisk around both sides, and that is your starting and ending delimiters. Okay, they want us to save the configuration file to NVRAM, so we will copy the running configuration to the startup configuration. Oops. But I don't have to be in the privileged executive mode to do that. Yes, I do. I don't have to be in the configuration mode to do that. Okay, then we go back and do all of that again for switch 2. Now you can pull up switch 2 beside switch 1, and we can come in through the command line here on switch 1, and the first thing is enable. And we want to go into configuration mode and set the host name this time to S2. We're going to line console 0 and set the password to Cisco. And use the login command to force the user to log in. And then I'll come out of the line console mode and enable secret class for the user privilege exec mode password to class. And then I'll come out of configuration mode and double check my configuration. There's my password, so I'm good to go. Our next step was to set up the message of the day. So I'll come back into configuration mode and banner MOTD authorized access only. Violators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And you want to copy, run, start. Oops, I always forget to do that at the out of configuration mode. Okay, so now I should be good on switch 1 and down here on switch 2. Okay. Configure the PCs with IP addresses. So I'm going to come into the PC and go into desktop mode and pull up IP configuration and type in the address 192.168.1.1 for PC 1. Subnet mask comes up automatically, and I'm done with PC 1. PC 2, come in, go to desktop mode, IP configuration, we're going to give it 192.168.1.2. Again, my subnet mask comes up by default, and I close it out. Okay, now at this point it wants me to test connectivity to the switches. So click on PC 1. And we're going to go to the desktop and go to the command prompt. Okay, from the command prompt, we're going to ping the switch, which is 192.168.1.253. Okay, now here it tells us it's pinging. Request timed out means it was not successful. It did not reach its destination. Again, it did not. Again, it did not. And fourth time did not. We lost 4 packets that we sent, so that's 100% loss. No, it was not successful. Why not? Because we haven't gotten to part 3 yet. We have to set up the switches. Okay, so let's close out that window and open up switch 1. And we're going to give an IP address to the interface on switch 1. Okay, on switch 1, we're going into configuration mode, C, and we need to access interface VLAN 1. The command is IP space address, and then we have to give it the address and the subnet mask. If you don't give it the subnet mask, it tells you have an incomplete command. Make sure you put a space between IP and address and the IP address, and then a space between the IP address and the subnet mask. We're going to issue the no shut command, which tells that interface in particular to stay up and active and not shut down. Now we're going to come back and do the same thing to switch 2. So I'm going to go into configuration mode. I need to access the interface VLAN 1, and I'm going to give him the IP address 192.168.1.254. Subnet mask is the same. That actually shows they're on the same network. Then I issue the no shut command to keep the interface active and up. Okay, next they want us to verify the IP address configuration on switch 1 and switch 2. So I'm going to do a show IP interface brief, and that shows me the channels that are up and assigned, and I can see my VLAN 1 has an IP address and it is up. Okay, you can also use the show run command that we used earlier, and here you will also see that the VLAN 1 has an IP address. Okay, so we'll close switch 2 and come verify switch 1 with a show IP interface brief. And there's my VLAN 1 IP address, and it's up. Okay, so I've verified those. We're going to save the configuration for S1 and S2. So I'm going to copy, run, start on S1, copy, run, start on S2. Now we're going to verify the connectivity. This is a part a lot of people want to forget, but if you did all this work and you made a mistake and there's no connection, then what was the point? So we're going to open up PC1 and go into the desktop and then get our command prompt. And I'm trying to see what they want me to ping. I don't need to ping all three of them, but I'm going to ping the first switch, 253, which was the one we tried to ping earlier and it was unsuccessful. Notice here the first one timed out and the other three were successful. What happened there is what's called address resolution protocol, and we're going to look at it more in detail later. The switch has to learn who's associated with which ports. Okay, now I'm going to ping 254, which is the next switch. And again, it times out the first time, learning who's where, and then it's successful. The last one I want to ping is my other PC, and all of those were successful. Okay, now I can do it backwards from PC2. Ping the second switch. Ping this first switch. Now if I rerun that ping again, it will not be unsuccessful that first time. It only does that the very first time when it's trying to learn who's where. And then we'll do PC1. And we verify that everything in our network can communicate with everything else. Check results. This should show all check marks. We'll make a screenshot of that and submit for proof of our work. Thank you.